If you're wondering what's going on in the job market, don't worry, I have a couple of headlines for you. First, job openings are climbing, but hiring has not caught up. And applications are actually higher 9% year over year, but we're starting to see a little bit of a decrease. And job postings just hit a 12-month high. So why are seats still empty? Hi, I am Trent Cotton, Head of Talent Insights here at iCIMS, and every month we put out a free, catch that again, free workforce report that gives you the data and the insights that you need to create a successful recruiting strategy. So with that, let's get into what's going on in October. All right, first, openings are not the problem. Across industries, employers are actually increasing the number of roles, but filling them, yeah, that's where it becomes a little bit of a waiting game. Even as applications increased, hiring dipped 5% year over year at a macro level. Now, why? Well, my gut tells me that TA teams are still really under resourced and that the team that once managed 20 recs is now juggling probably closer to 40. And the second, and this one is the one that concerns me the most, is that we're starting to see some decision paralysis. Leaders are watching what's going on in the economy, and there's a lot of uncertainty, so they're reacting cautiously. And in some case, they're actually banking that AI is going to allow them to keep their head count flat. But in the interim, they want to keep that job open just in case. In fact, there was a Wall Street Journal headline that read something like companies rethink hiring because AI is expanding. And it actually cited that firms like JP Morgan and Walmart, they're planning to hold steady on FTE. And then others like Amazon and UPS are trimming headcount. Now, we don't know if that's out of necessity or a way to stay flat and fast, but nonetheless, it is causing just enough uncertainty for hiring managers with current openings and maybe the perfect candidate to hit pause or at least slow the process down. Now, each month we decide to look at an industry, a sector, or a topic that's relevant to what's going on in the market. And this month we decided to focus on manufacturing. Now, in October, applicants per opening jumped from 41 to 47 year over year, yet hiring fell 7%. Let that sink in. There's more candidates, but fewer hires. And that's actually affecting the time to fill because it only went up 2 days from 40 last year to 42 this year. And it kind of leaves us going, okay, what does that tell us? For me, it shows that candidates are showing up, but hiring managers are not moving fast enough. And in my experience, indecision becomes friction and friction becomes fallout. Every day that a decision waits, the best fit candidate is probably going to get scooped up by someone else, or maybe what we're seeing at a macro level, candidates are actually giving up. Let's talk about demographics. The 18 to 24-year-olds are less interested in tech roles than they were a year ago. And it makes sense. We've seen a massive layoff in the tech industry. But applications from this group dropped from 63% to 53%. And youth unemployment rose to 10.5% in August. But that hasn't translated into a bigger rush for technical jobs. Now, what about mid career or even senior workers? Well, it looks like they're staying put. Voluntary turnover is at its lowest, but there is an opportunity. Computer and math applicants for manufacturing actually rose 27%, and transportation jobs saw a 28% application increase. Architecture and engineering jumped 24%. So it seems like the layoff in the tech actually benefited other industries like manufacturing. But the question for the manufacturing sector is, are you moving fast enough to get this top talent? So what we're seeing is not a pipeline problem, it's actually a process one. You don't need more applicants, you actually need to keep the right ones engaged. In September, we did a deep dive on frontline hiring, and I'm not saying that all manufacturing roles are frontline hiring, but what I have found in my career is that what goes on in high volume hiring and frontline hiring usually is the same of what's going on in the other parts of the market. And one of the things that we found is that the recruiting funnel is very leaky. We are not having a problem at the top of the funnel. We are having a problem from interview to even offering. So if you get a second, go back and look. We'll drop a link in the video description to go get that free report as well. But back to November. There's the data. Now let's talk about strategies. First, consider re-engaging your candidate pool. You are probably sitting on a gold mine in your CRM or your ATS of qualified candidates who are already engaged with your brand. It's time to get very targeted and re-engage them. Second, audit your sources. Don't chase volume. You don't have a volume problem. You probably have a quality problem. So double down on what's driving actual hires and not just clicks. Next, prioritize your critical roles. Not all recs are created equal. And if it's bandwidth that's tight, then narrow your focus and increase your hiring speed. Next, consider automating communication. This is a very easy lift. Schedules, update, interview confirmations, a lot of that can be automated and it enhances your candidate experience. While we don't have data to really confirm whether the market is broken, we do have some data that says it's probably time to go and audit your recruiting process. Because in 2025 and beyond, if you're going to remain competitive, you have to be able to move fast, you have to hire smart, and most of all, do not leave your top talent waiting. I'm Trent Cotton, Head of Talent Insights here at iCIMS. I hope you download the free report. And remember, our data and our insights equals your recruiting success.